Another day, another shipment from AliExpress. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the network, where today we're taking a look at more console mods and accessories from our dear friends over at AliExpress. Now, I'll be honest, it's been quite a while since I've ordered this stuff, so I'm not 100% sure as to what's in this bag, so it'll kind of be sort of a treat for both you and me. And as always with these videos, I will have the price of these items located on the top of the screen somewhere so that you'll know how much they are, and links down in the description in case you want to pick any of this crap up for yourself. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at our first item. Okay, so the first package we have here, unassuming, let's go ahead and open this thing up. And again, as I said in the intro, it's been quite some time since I've ordered this stuff, so I'm not entirely sure as to what it is, but in this case, it looks like we have a Hori screen protector. Is that what this is? It's like all in Chinese or something, and there's 3 of them. Interesting. Now, I can tell you what's kind of strange about this is on the front it says Switch here, and then it says Wii U, but then the picture is of the Switch, but I'm pretty sure these were Wii U screen protectors. And I think the whole reason that I selected these things was because on like the listing picture, which I'll throw up on the screen here, it showed that it was able to protect your screen from a gunshot. And I was like, what the heck? Like, that's really funny. And apparently they're Hori, which is a reputable brand when it comes to gaming accessories. I'm just really confused. Let me see if I can pull out Google Translate or something so we can kind of see what this thing says, because I'm getting some mixed signals here. Okay, so pulling up Google Translate, it says it's an LCD protection screen, reflection prevention rate 99.7. I don't think that is an accurate translation. Can we read what it says down here? It says Switch screensaver. So it is for the Switch, not the Wii U. So why does it say Wii U on there? What does it say back here? Features of this product: high definition video production thing, nano is attached, possible to stick to simple things. Okay, so yeah, I think I got sent the wrong thing. I got sent Switch screen protectors, and they were supposed to be for the Wii U, but then they have the Wii U on there. This is a new thing. Is there even anything in here? Okay, there is. Huh. What type of Switch is this for? Like, it's so tiny. I don't think this is for like the normal Switch. Is this actually for the Wii U? Okay, let me go grab a Wii U tablet real quick, and we'll take a look. Okay, so we have our Wii U gamepad here, and let's take a look. Yeah, no, this totally is for the Wii U. That's so weird. Why does it have all the Switch iconography on there then? I don't know. But let's go ahead and we'll try, applying our screen protector to the Wii U here. So ironically, it doesn't say if we're supposed to do anything with this cloth, if we're supposed to wet it or whatnot. So I guess we'll do it dry. And then we'll put our lovely screen protector on here. Let's see, what does it say? Please peel this mask off before application is on this one, and this one is please peel after application. So I guess this one is our adhesive side. There we go. Oddly satisfying videos right there. And we'll go ahead and we'll lie this thing down, get it nice and square in the corner. Oh, and it's already getting a whole bunch of bubbles under there. I don't believe I have a sort of squeegee, so unfortunately we're doing this with the side of our finger. It's kind of unfortunate that this case does not come with a squeegee or something to help push the air bubbles out, but it looks like we got it in there pretty good. And then we can peel this side off, and there we go. That is our Wii U screen protector. Now, I do have to say that this isn't something like super special. I just kind of went with this because I thought the picture was funny, where it showed that it would survive a gunshot. Obviously, I'm not going to try shooting my gamepad because these things are kind of hard to come across in functional, condition. But yeah, that's a screen protector. If you guys wanted one of those, I guess, this little piece of plastic would do just fine for you. But without any further inspection on this thing, let's go ahead and move on to our next item. All right, so we have our next package here. Let's go ahead and rip on into this thing and see what we got. It is a BitFun PS1 or PSX memory card for the PS1 or the PS1. So, yeah. Ooh, this thing is really chunky. It actually comes with a micro SD card in it, actually, from the looks of this. Wait, can you just... Oh, that's kind of cool. That's cool packaging. So instead of you needing to like rip this thing apart, you can just pop it open and kind of use this as storage too. That's really neat. All right, so this thing states the PSX mem card and sort of a kind of pseudo Nintendo thing. It says for PS1 and PS1. It says PSX mem card on there. There is a USB-C port on the side of this thing, which is interesting. I wonder what that's for. And then you have the micro SD card slot, which comes with, as I throw it away, a 512 megabyte SD card. And then looking at the package, it says you can scan this QR code for the user manual. All right, taking a look at the back, it says PS mem card is a PSX console memory card based on Raspberry Pi RP240 chip production. Can't completely replace the original memory card. It supports micro SD card, can have larger storage space, save all your game files in a memory card, also can be connected to your computer via USB to transfer saves directly to/from the PSX memory card. So basically, what this thing is, I guess, is just for saves. I'm assuming that if you were to hack your PS1, you could do, some other fun things with it, but we'll go ahead and we'll plug this thing into a PS2, or, probably the PS2, because I have that out right now. My PS1 is buried, but we'll go ahead and we'll plug it in, and we'll see if, there's anything on it to begin with, and then we'll try saving a game to it. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and we'll move over to our PS2 and see what is on this memory card and if it actually works. Alright, so now we have our PS2 all set up and our memory card ready to go. We'll go ahead and we'll just pop this thing right out of there. Now, again, it says that you can use this USB-C port on the side for transferring data. We will try that a little later, but first, let's see if there's anything on this micro SD card. So we'll go ahead and we'll just pop this into memory card slot 1. And if we navigate down to the browser, do we have anything on here, or does it even recognize this as a card? Okay, so it does actually recognize this as a memory card, so that is cool. And then if we go ahead and we click on this, is there anything? There is nothing on the memory card, and it looks like there's 122 kilobytes that are free. And apparently, when this thing is plugged in and working, you can get a little red LED that shows up, as you can see it there. I wonder if that changes colors or flashes while, you're reading or writing data to the memory card. But to test out the functionality of actually saving to this memory card, I do have a copy of Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro for the PlayStation 1, which we can go ahead and pop into our PS2 here and start it up, and then I will get to a point where we can save. I'm not sure exactly where that would be in this game, but I'll get to that point. We'll go ahead and we'll save. We'll restart the PS2 and then see if our save file is indeed stored on this memory card.
A few moments later.
So unfortunately, my PS2 is doing something weird where it'll just boot to the PlayStation screen and then it won't actually load into gameplay. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to test this card using the PS2. If I can dig out my PS1 and get it all hooked up with that, we'll go ahead and we'll try it on there. But in terms of connecting this thing to a PC, we can go ahead and check that real quick. Again, unfortunately, there is just some issue with my PS2 and it refuses to load any PS1 games. So let me go ahead and connect this thing to a PC using a USB-C cable, and we'll see what this thing comes up as. Okay, so now we have our PS memory card here. We'll go ahead and connect it to our computer using the USB-C port. Now, it does say not to connect this thing to a computer while it is plugged into your PS2, as that could cause issues. So if you are planning on transferring saves to and from this device, make sure that it is disconnected from the console when you are connecting it to your computer. But if we go ahead and look over on our PC, it does show up as memory card or 0.mcr. My guess is that that would be our saves. So it, I guess, saved something, or at least tried to create a temporary save while it was connected there, because there was not anything on this micro SD card. Now, another feature of this device that was mentioned on the website is that if you were to, soft mod your PS1 and you wanted to store games on there, you can use one of these devices. Unfortunately, if you want to do so, the included memory card is too small for pretty much any game from the PS1 library, so you'd need to upgrade the micro SD card, but then you could, in theory, use this thing as like sort of an MX4 SIO for the PS2, and that is, a thing you can plug an SD card in and run your ROMs off of. Now, it is unfortunate that my PS2 kind of kicked the bucket when it came to testing this thing, and I'm unable to find my PS1 to test this thing in terms of saving games, as, my basement is kind of a mess due to some current issues issues with leaking down here. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next item. All right, now our next package is very unassuming. There is literally nothing written on here, and it's almost camouflaged with my background here. But inside, what do we have? Oh yes, that is what this thing was. So on one of our previous AliExpress videos, someone commented that we take a look at this device, and what this is a Nintendo Wii power adapter to USB. So in theory, instead of you using the AC adapter, the big old brick that the Wii came with, you could use this cable and I guess like a USB hub or something. From the website, it didn't really specify what you're supposed to plug this thing into, but I guess we could go ahead and we'll try a couple different things and hopefully not destroy a Wii. Now, I do have to specify that I think the comment was talking about the Wii U version of this, but they make one for the normal Wii, and because I have a lot more Wiis than Wii U's, I was like, in case it destroys it, we'll go ahead and we'll get the Wii version instead. But I'm pretty sure that, you know, regardless of using the Wii or the Wii U, it would function just about the same. But yeah, let me go see if I can find a USB-C AC adapter with the proper voltages for a Nintendo Wii. All right, so now we have our Wii all hooked up to test our little USB-C to Wii power cord. And as you can see, we switched the background to black because, you know, white Wii on white background, a little difficult to see. Now, before we hook this thing up, you're going to need an AC adapter that is compatible with the Wii's power requirements. And for the Wii, that is a 12-volt power supply that is running at least 40 to 45 watts. Now, I happen to find these on Amazon, which are some wall chargers that output 12 volts at 40 watts. In order for this cable to work with the Wii, you will need a power supply similar to this. I'll have a link to this one down in the description in case you want to use these cables. Now, if you want to use the Wii U version of this, you're going to need a power supply that can output 15 volts at 5 amps. I don't have a link for that currently. If I happen to find one, it'll also be down in the description. But without any further conversations about power supplies, let's go ahead and hook this thing up. So, it's actually really straightforward and kind of nice not having the power brick. And this cable is fairly long. I think it may be able to reach back behind me, which you can't see, but we'll go ahead and we'll plug our USB-C end into our power supply, and we will plug our Wii end into our Wii. There we go. And after we plug this thing into the wall, we'll see if we actually get a power light on this thing or not. Okay, we now have the AC adapter plugged into an outlet, and looking at the front of the Wii, we do in fact have a power LED, so that is a good sign. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and try to power it on. And there we go. Looks like my power button was just a little stuck, but we do have the power on, and we do have picture out on our Wii. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a sensor bar or any nunchucks hooked up to this thing, so we can't actually, you know, navigate the menus, but if we wait here long enough, we should be able to get past this warning health and safety screen, in theory. So, unfortunately, we can't get past this warning health and safety screen without a Wii remote or nunchuck. Unfortunately, again, I don't have any sensor bars or anything plugged in here, but as we can see, this system does work. So that is actually pretty cool, and this does end up simplifying the whole hookup process for the Wii, as you don't have a huge brick in the way. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at our final item. All right, and then last but not least, we have what looks to be our final package, again in an unassuming gray box. And this one is a plastic container from the looks of it. Okay, so this is actually our AllMiibo, as you can see. And what this device is supposed to do is allow you to emulate any Amiibo from this little, I guess, like, what would you call that thing? What is this, pager? Or even smaller than a pager-sized device? Now, let's see, does this thing actually hold a charge or have a charge? I mean, if not, it does have a USB-C port at the bottom, so we could charge it, but how do I turn it on? Is it? Oh, okay. So you just click the little button on the top and that turns it on. And then we have, actually a pretty nice looking screen. And okay, so you rock the little joystick at the top, left and right, and that allows you to go ahead and move around. My guess is that clicking this in will allow us to actually go in there, but let's go ahead and see what Amiibos they have preloaded on here, and then, you know, see if we can actually test this device and see if anything, you know, works. Now, apparently you're supposed to be able, through this USB USB-C port, connect it to your computer, and then load your own custom Amiibos on it. And now we can try that a little later. Oh, did it just die? Nope, it just went into off mode. But yeah, we can go ahead and test that a little bit later and see if we can actually load custom Amiibo files on there. Now, exactly where you get Amiibo files, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Now, this thing is supposed to work with both the Wii U, the 3DS, and the Switch. So I guess right now I do have a 3DS here to test, you know, some of these Amiibos. Let's see if Metroid has the Samus. It does look like it has the Samus Returns Amiibo on there. So let's go ahead and we'll test it with that, as I do have Samus Returns on this 3DS. There is a system update on this thing. You know what? Not right now. Let's go ahead and we'll launch Samus Returns, and then we will test our little AllMiibo and see if it does indeed function with the Amiibo support on these different games. So wait a minute, you're telling me that the 3DS, or the original 3DS model, did not have Amiibo support built into it? You needed to have some sort of a reader? Well, that's just a piece of piss now, isn't it? Okay, so I guess unfortunately we can't test it with Samus Returns because my 3DS just does not have that capability. So let me go grab my Wii U tablet, and we'll see if we can match the Amiibo in Super Smash Brothers or something like that. Okay, so here we are on our Wii U gamepad tablet with Mario Kart 8, because apparently I didn't have Smash Brothers installed on my Wii U. But let's go ahead and we'll scroll down to the Amiibo section. And now, what does this say? Touch an Amiibo figure to this icon right here. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull out our AllMiibo. We'll see if we can turn it on. There we go. We'll go to our Amiibo emulator, and then we'll go down to Amiibo. Now, which one of these do we think is Mario Kart? Probably if we go to others, and then we go to Kart 8. I'm assuming Kart 8 is Mario Kart 8. So it looks like this thing comes preloaded with a whole bunch of the different, you know, Mario Kart or just Amiibos in general. Let's go ahead and we'll try Donkey Kong. So if we click on that, okay. So is this now loaded? So if I tap Donkey Kong there. Oh, is that the right thing? What is this? You received a Mii racing suit. Oh yeah, there's Donkey Kong. Now I don't think that this thing has read-write capabilities. I think it's only reading. So what I mean by that is that you can load the thing and you can send data to a game, but you can't take data from a game and load it on the Amiibo or this little device. Much like if you're familiar with Smash Brothers, you could like save your data to the Amiibo. I don't think that works with this device. I think it would only, you know, you could use it to unlock stuff, which in that case it's still pretty cool, because there you go, it just unlocked the Donkey Kong Amiibo, and I obviously, well, not obviously, but I don't have the, you know, the Donkey Kong Amiibo. Let's see if we can get the Samus one to load too, and then that'll just be pretty much our assessment of this thing. Is Samus even on here is the question. Alright, so here is our Samus.bin file. We'll go ahead and we'll click on it. Now, I guess we have it loaded. It's number 71. If we go ahead and we'll tap this nearby. Yep, there it goes. It unlocks the Amiibo. Wow, this thing works like flawlessly too. Like you don't even really need to get it all the way down there, and it just boom. I'm assuming that this would work fairly well with the 3DS, assuming you have the new model with the built-in NFC support, because I guess, you know, the original 3DS didn't have that. I didn't know that, but yeah, this thing seems to work just fine. We can go ahead and we'll take a look at this USB-C port and see if we can browse the files that are on this thing, and then we'll go ahead and we'll come back to the table and we'll wrap things up. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect our AllMiibo to the computer, and to do that, it's super easy. We should be able to just connect it via this USB-C port on the bottom. So if we plug that thing in, it's charging. And do we have anything that comes up on our computer? We do not. Do we have to turn it on in order to do the transfer? So it looks like while navigating the settings, you actually do have a whole lot of different options on here, and it looks like none of them actually allow you to do a transfer, but you can do a firmware update. But while I was going through here, there is the option for a Bluetooth file transfer, so I guess that is the only way for you to transfer files to and from this device. So if we go ahead and we click on that, what does this say? Bluetooth file transfer, and then we have the MAC address, and then it says Pixel Amiibo XYZ. Do we have to go to that website in order order to connect to that. Okay, so it looks like heading to the website that is on side of our AllMiibo takes us to this pixel.js website, and it says there's no data yet, but if we click connect, does that allow us to... Amiibo wants to pair, so if I click that and then hit pair, does that connect our devices? Okay, so it looks like that did. Alright, so now we are connected to our AllMiibo. It has the version number on here. If we go into our external flash, my guess is that this has all of our Amiibo saves on here, and it does. Although everything is just put in here as a bin file, so I guess there's some sort of encryption on here, unless I go Amiibo link. Oh no, I didn't want to download that. Oh geez, who knows what I could download with this thing. I guess be careful. So it looks like you can actually browse the files here, although everything is a bin file and not with the same naming conventions that are actually on this AllMiibo itself. So in theory, you know, you could probably add your own files to this thing. Exactly how you would do that would require a little bit more, you know, research on my end to figure out how, you know, you use the web interface. But from what I can tell right now is you do have to go to this website in order to pair your device and then actually view the files on here, and everything has to be done through this Pixel Amiibo website. But with that, let's go ahead and head back to the table, bring everything back out, and give our final thoughts. So overall, this was a pretty interesting haul of things from AliExpress. I guess starting with the Wii U / Nintendo Switch screen covers. I mean, they do what they say on the tin. It's a plastic screen cover, protects, you know, your Wii U gamepad from scratches, although there is a Nintendo Switch on here. Of course, it was, you know, made for the Wii U. It's still really strange though, the packaging of this. I would say that this is something that could be worked on. And again, the only reason I picked this thing up was mainly because it showed that the screen on the gamepad would be bulletproof by putting this on there. But yeah, overall, it's your basic cheap screen protector. It's not the worst thing in the world. Then taking a look at our cable here for the Wii, this is actually a really neat thing. The only thing that sucks about it is you just get the cable and you have to find a power supply that is compatible for both the Wii or the Wii U in case you're deciding to go that route, which can be quite cumbersome. It did take at least a couple hours of research to find a power supply that would work with the Wii, and as you can see, it does turn on. So this would be a pretty neat alternative to plugging your Wii in via the power brick. And then we have the PSX memory card, and again, unfortunately, I was not able to test this thoroughly. We did see that you can connect it to your computer and it's read as just a mass storage device. This may be something that I come back to in a standalone video and kind of look at all the features of this once, you know, things get kind of sorted in my house. But yeah, this definitely seems like it is a device that has a lot of potential, specifically with a modded system and not just as a normal memory card. But yeah, I'll definitely come back to this at some point, and then we can do a standalone video going over all the features of this PS1 memory card, because I'm actually interested to know what all this thing can do. And then finally, we have the AllMiibo, and this thing is actually really cool. And for this thing being $13, or at least $13 at the time that I purchased it, this is actually really cool, because I know that these sort of cards exist, like the NFC cards that have different Amiibos loaded on it, where you can tap a card on your device and it'll work kind of like that. Having like a little PDA device that is like fits in the palm of your hand that can have so many Amiibos loaded on it is super cool. The only thing that sucks about this is that the web interface is kind of crap and needs like a whole tutorial as to how you can actually load your own custom Amiibo files onto that thing. Not to mention, I don't even know where you get Amiibo files, but I'm sure you can find them out there on the internet. But yeah, this is definitely a really neat device, and if you don't have one of these and are willing to spend 13 bucks, I would definitely recommend picking one of these things up. But with that, that's pretty much everything we have for this video. So if you enjoyed, remember to drop a like and make that subscribe button glow so that you don't miss any future content. And if you have any suggestions for things you'd like us to take a look at, be sure to leave it down in the comments or pitch it at our official Discord server, link down below in case you're interested in stopping by. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.